Good afternoon. I want to share with you all today my thoughts about the death penalty. Crime has unfortunately become a part of our everyday lives. Just can't seem to get away from it. Every news outlet is reporting it. TV, radio, social media, word of mouth. Just can't get away from it. There's no part of the world that you can go to where civilization exists and crime doesn't. They go hand in hand. It's a story as old as time. It will be a story until the end of time. Again, unfortunately. Some crimes are so heinous, so awful, that a prison sentence just does not seem like a harsh enough punishment. Some crimes are so egregious that it seems fair that the perpetrator should not be able to live among us. Raise your hand if you believe that if someone maliciously and intentionally takes someone's life maybe they raped them in the process, maybe they robbed them, whatever the case may be, but they took their innocent individual's life for their personal gain, a personal pleasure, that it is a fair sentence that they should give their life in return. Now, keep your hand raised if you would feel that same way if it was your mother, your father, your brother, or someone you love dearly that committed the crime. Should they be given a second chance at life, or maybe even at freedom? Should they be forgiven? Well, the thing about execution is once it's done, it's done. There is no going back. There are several reasons, endless reasons, that execution should be abolished totally in the U.S. But three of my primary reasons is that, one, it does not take much evidence to convict someone in an execution case. Case in point, Gary Graham, a 17-year-old Texas boy, was executed on the account of one single eyewitness. One person that said that it was him. Now, what if that person was wrong? What if that was the killer themselves that put it off on Gary? There was no evidence, no DNA, or no weapon, no murder weapon, no type of evidence whatsoever. One single eyewitness account. Imagine walking out of the grocery store and someone saying, that's him right there, or that's her right there, and then boom, you're dead. The psychological effect that witnessing the execution have on people is another reason that the death penalty should be abolished. Many people that have witnessed executions have reported having nightmares, paranoia. They have referred to it as haunted memories. A 1994 study by the American Journal of Psychiatry have reported that journalists were experiencing symptoms of dissociative disorder, which is like a memory loss of certain times, people, things, paranoia, depression, anxiety, thoughts of suicide, having out-of-body experiences, as we would imagine anyone who have witnessed the death of someone. Most people report being traumatized just by losing a loved one, let alone having to witness it and have that memory embedded into their brain. Sounds like it will be very depressing for anyone to have. That's a hard and heavy load to carry, and most likely they're going to carry it to the grave. That's not a memory that you're going to ever forget. My main reason of all to abolish the death penalty is that it is not limited to children. Science have proven that our human brains does not stop developing until the age of 25. That's why here in America, 18 and under is considered a minor, which is someone who does not fully understand the consequences of their actions or fully understand the depths of the pain that they may cause someone, due to a crime that they have committed. We have had people as young as 14 years old. George Stenning, for example, a South Carolina boy who was executed after being accused of murdering a 7 and 9-year-old little girl. He was later exonerated 70 years later, but he was a child. How can the law say that a minor is not capable of understanding their actions? They're not able to consent to certain things and a whole list of things that classifies as a minor, but yet will sentence a child as young as 14 years old to death. A person whose brain is not fully developed has a great chance of understanding the pain that they have inflicted on someone and making a change in their life. A lot of times kids are the product of their environment, and when they get out of their environment, they grow and they expand and they become something different than what they were in that environment. Xavier Bay was a 13-year-old boy who was sentenced to 13 years for first-degree murder. He has gotten out, and since he has never reoffended. He has obtained a master's degree. He works with troubled youth, and he's turned his life completely around. So a child has a higher chance of rehabilitation than an adult. In general, execution is inhumane. It shows no morality, no humanity, and no empathy. How can we show that killing someone is wrong by killing ourselves? By turning around and committing the same crime against them or the same action against them. I believe that the death penalty should be abolished because of the psychological effect that it has on people, the age limit, that it does not limit to children, as well as the lack of evidence needed. But my overall reason is because it is simply inhumane. It's cruel. And we should never take the life of another human being under any circumstances or for any reason.